I wrote, and I'm like, no. No. I keep going, a Borealis. No. Auroralis. Aurora Borealis.
Oh no, not yet. Aurora Borealis. Too many R's.
Aurora Borealis.
It's all the R's.
That sounds like a spell. Aurora Borealis.
Hello, I'm Jen.
My name's Rachel.
Welcome to our channel. We are Whisky Geeks.
Not whisky snobs.
So if you like all things whiskey,
And you're not a snob.
subscribe.
So, this week we're trying a distillery I don't think we've ever done in a tasting on here before.
No, I don't think so.
So
it's one I've heard lots about.
Lots about. Glen Grant.
And I'm not overly familiar with.
Not at all, and it's not really mass produced either, so it's not
No.
one, so it kind of sits in a funny place for me, but it's not like a Glenfiddich or something, but it's also not like a, I don't know, like a Ben Romick or whatever. It's,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's not like mass
It's not like
produced.
those two other ones.
It's not more craft, it's not mass produced, but I don't know a huge amount
I know what you mean.
about it. So we've got 3 different expressions. We've got their 10-year-old, which is their kind of standard flagship. They're a Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't
don't
even
like
know. All
saying-
this time when you were telling me that, I've not connected well. You were asking me what the Aurora Borealis was. Aurora Borealis.
Do you think I was just randomly asking you that?
I didn't know why you were, I knew it was connected to whiskey, but I didn't know why. And
I'm just like, I'll leave it, I'll find out.
and then you were saying about this RB one. And I was like, right, I didn't connect the two. Right, got it. Okay, Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis, and then we've got a Cadenhead bottling as well.
Which I'm excited about.
Yes, I'm most excited about that one as well. So,
China Standard 10. Is this a distillery bottling?
Distillery bottling and just bourbon matured, unfortunately chill filtered and colouring, I think, as well. And 40%. I'm
Light,
sure.
fruity,
Light fruities,
a little
drinking.
bit sneezy.
Wee bit soapy.
Yep.
The tour's great value for money, I've heard.
Oh,
so
really?
You can go on a tour and get these 2 drams for £7.50.
That's really good.
Which, in these
I mean,
times,
you can hardly get that in a pub.
you'd hardly get like a dram for £7.50.
Yeah.
So that, like, really good value for money, and it's beautiful grounds as well. They've got really nice gardens, and it's a nice day out. So
nice.
even if you're with folk that don't like whiskey very much, there's history in the gardens to do with interesting plants, so you can visit there.
Yep, a wee bit soapy, a wee bit spice.
Quite soapy, I'm finding that.
A wee bit white chocolate.
Yeah, that bit creamy kind of. I like that.
It's like there's the line of the white chocolate and then there's this bit on top, the pointy spiky bit. And it's a wee bit piney, like a pine tree.
Piney and like a wee citrus.
It's quite citrus, yeah. Citrus is probably most of what I get from that, actually.
And it's quite flat, I feel, despite the citrus.
It's got the flat underneath and then
which
it's
is
got the pointy
yeah.
citrus, yeah. I'm not getting all that much from that. Slange.
It's 40% chill filter, I think.
Yeah. It tastes thin.
Tastes thin. Bit harsh.
A wee bit harsh, a wee bit rough.
Nice wee.
No finish.
I'm getting a wee bit in the fin, a wee bit caramelly.
No, I'm getting nothing.
Dead. Gone.
No finish.
Yeah. Should we try the smell to compare these two? Oh, the Aurora Borealis. I cannot say that. That seems such an intimidating word for me.
That smells so creamy.
I much prefer that one. That's bourbon and
Malty.
cherry cask. That's the only difference I could get. I think
Really?
that will have different age statements in it, but I couldn't find a huge amount on their website about specifics about the whiskey, which always makes me a bit like critical. Is that bad? I'm just like, okay, it's bourbon and cherry and
I tasted it and forgot we hadn't slanged.
oh, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, rude bitch.
I was like, slanged. And tastes much creamier. It's got much more to it.
That's much nicer.
Much
that
thicker.
Feels, yeah, smoother.
Smoother,
Much smoother.
thicker. That's like rougher and pointier but flat underneath.
More rounded, much more rounded that one.
Much more
That is
rounded.
more spiky. Glen Grant are a really cool distillery in terms of history as well. So they've been going for a really long time. 1840, so they're very well established. So they've been going since around when we got our licences to distill.
We've been around since
personally.
1840 with our licences.
I've been drinking whiskey for a long time, Jennifer. And the Grant brothers that founded it were originally smugglers.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
I quite like.
Yeah.
And one of the brothers, I've now forgotten which one, I think it was James, he...
Oh, I feel like they'll have had very similar. I bet it was like James and Jim or something.
James
I know
and
that's
John.
the same. Oh, I was right.
It's James and John.
Everybody was called James and John and
it was.
Jim and Jimmy back then.
Especially who were involved with distillery. I think it was just easier to be like
that or
Jim,
William.
Jim. So if you called Jim or William, somebody would come. But so James Grant, he was the last Scottish clan rebellion that happened.
Oh, like a rebellion.
The raid on Elgin or something like that, and to do with the politics and the voting at the time, something had happened.
I wonder if he was a goodie or a baddie.
I think he was against the Tories at the time.
Oh, that's good.
So I think I need to look that up. I know. but they also called them we did have Tories in the 1800s.
I wasn't sure at what time they came about.
I think they've been around since then. I think so.
They've always been lurking.
They've always been there. And he also was involved with founding the Morayshire Railway Company. That connected all of Speyside basically and allowed for a lot more distilleries to be built in that area.
Cool, because that makes a lot of sense. I talk about that quite a lot when I'm doing tastings, because that's one of the reasons that Campbelltown, which was the previous like whiskey capital, kind of fell out of favour because everything was moved by boat. And then the railway built up the east coast of east side of Scotland. It became more favourable. Speyside, lots of water, lots of barley, became more favourable because then the whiskey could be transported better.
Practising at making whiskey without being taxed very much on it either.
Exactly. So that makes sense that then there was the wee network in that area.
So it was James was basically responsible for the downturn of Campbelltown. No, I'm joking.
Go back to the tent and it's more like lively, fruity, fizzy. It's like fruity sweeties. It's like jelly beans.
Totally that one there. That's got a nice rounded.
It's so rounded and creamy.
Yeah, creamy. Yeah.
Shall we try the 12-year-old Cadenhead that we're most excited about? Leave a bit of those to go back to.
So this one's strong as well. It's 63.3.
Oh, it smells really good.
Oh,
that smells so good.
That smells amazing. Wow, that had like almost a thick almond smell.
Yes.
I don't really like marzipan, but it wasn't marzipan, it was fresh almond.
Freshly ground almond flavour.
Nutty. Very nutty.
Nutty. But it's like a combination of the first two, but more.
Yeah.
It's got the zingy fruity jelly bean, and then it's got the thick, rounded, creamy. Yep. Oh, that smells so almondy, thick.
Cadenheads are so good.
They're so good.
It's on.
It's very sherried.
They are magicians. 63.3.
Let's see. 1.3?
63.3.
To turn that spirit into this.
That is delicious. Wow, and the flavour just goes and goes and goes and goes.
It's keeping going. And the smell is magical.
Oh, that is so nice.
Lovely.
That's I think finish only now. I'm gonna time it for how long the finish goes on.
Right.
Are you gonna do it as well, like two? No, we've not done that yet. Still changing. Tropical, bit velvet, sweet sherbet bit, back to like a piney flavour. Still going. Wow, and then like kind of alcoholic fizz around your mouth.
I've got like the aftertaste of a banana milkshake now.
That is so nice. That's my favourite of the three.
Oh, definitely, hands down. No,
3, 2, 1.
It's still going. It's still going. It's only just about finishing now.
That's the reasons for keeping your alcohol higher. Alcohol.
Yeah.
Words.
That's the reason for alcohol.
That's the reason for alcohol. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Is that a wee bit rougher already with water? It's very banana-y now.
So in all in transparency, we forgot to add another Glen Grant sample because we've got so many samples. Not complaining. Not a bad problem to have.
Definitely not.
There's only so many hours in the day, and we do also have to work in the shop.
Yeah, and
not
all the other things we do.
Drinking whiskey and do everything else. So Peter sent us so many very cool samples, and we're just gradually trying to make our way through them. So this one, Man with the Hat, Ultimate Lineup, is the tasting it was part of. This is a Glen Grant 26-year-old, 51.8%. So for me, this is in competition with the Cadenheads.
That smells totally different from the Cadenheads one. It smells very sherbety to me.
Yeah, very sherbety and...
it smells small.
Small compared to quite like...
Big.
Yeah.
Big and flat and smooth and rounded.
Yeah, yeah.
And this smells small...
Intricate.
And bitty and intricate.
Intricate.
Yeah. Totally different. You wouldn't think that came from the same distillery.
No, quite caramelly and...
I'm finding lots of things smell orangey today.
Sometimes you do find you lean towards certain flavours more. I do get what you mean by
orange or lemon
though.
sherbet.
Yeah.
A wee bit raspberry.
Not liking the smell as much as the Cadenhead so far.
Should we try it?
Yes, let's try this. Yes.
Slange. It's more delicate.
It's much more delicate. Yeah. Prefer the Cadenhead.
Same.
That's got a bitter aftertaste.
It's got that soapy bit.
Yeah, and it's not, the finish isn't as long.
No. And that's 26 years old, that one.
It's still lasting. But
it's lasting.
Like a soapy aftertaste.
So for me, I think the Glen Grant is good around 12 with whatever they've done to it.
12 cask strength.
And sherry with the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. With some in it, Cadenheads, looking after it.
I do like this one. I feel like I would like this one best if I hadn't tried the Cadenheads one first.
It's quite soapy, that one. I'm finding it really... and more of the citrus flavours that I got in the 10. I feel like the Aurora Borealis and the Cadenheads were more similar, and this is more similar to the 10. So if you like the 10, try this one. If you like the Aurora Borealis better, can't say that. Try the really...
Thank you for joining us. Subscribe down here for more, and join us again next time. Slange! Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. And you can follow us on social media at The Grail Tastings. See you next time. Slange. And this is coming down. Oh, it's got gathered. My goodness, we're a mess today.
What have we been doing?
Rumbling about on the couch, apparently.
About tasting Glen Grants.